Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my series of Toy Story reviews leading up to Lightyear. I can't wait because it's my favourite Toy Story movie. And of course that is Toy Story 4, starring Tom Hanks and Tim Allen and Annie Potts. When Woody joins the gang on a road trip alongside old and new friends, reveals how big the world can be for a toy. Now, of course, the Toy Story series mean a lot to me. My toys mean a lot to me. The movies mean a lot to me. The video games mean a lot to me. The old Toy Story magazines I used to have mean a lot to me. I love Toy Story. And as we've been going through this series, I keep saying that. But anyway, this is one of those few, I always see movies at least twice in theaters. Once is that initial, oh my god, this is amazing, then that second time is more that either I still love this, or it's that, okay, this is good, but it's not as good as that first time. I saw it once with my family, and it was a big deal for me because I think I saw Toy Story 3 in the cinema, I couldn't remember. And seeing these characters, and it's been like almost 10 years since Toy Story 3 came out. Seeing them 10 years later, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm seeing this happen. And I got so much nostalgia when the opening came up and it was Andy, and so I'm like, oh good, they are going to have like a recap or some memory of something happening with Andy during the opening of this movie, and then where it goes to You Got a Friend in Me, and they're playing the song, and then it ends up with and the transitions during that scene, like when Andy is playing with Woody and Buzz, and Wood's on the camera, and then transitions to Andy handing Bonnie Woody, and we can't get their little play scene from Toy Story 3, and Bonnie holds Woody up to the sky, much like Andy did in his room in Toy Story 1, and whipped him across like he's a bloody brush, and we get the Toy Story logo. I was so happy that they did that similar thing with the Toy Story 4 logo, where Bonnie put him up to the sky and then whipped him, and then we saw the logo. I was just like, this is already great. But seeing that in a theater was just fantastic. And then seeing it another time, I'm not going to say what class I was that we were going to see it with, but I saw it with a bunch of friends. I saw it with two teachers and some of my mates. Most of them will actually be on this channel. I went with James, Luke, Ben, Sean, and I think Ned came too. I could be wrong. Was Ned part of that class? I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, we all went to see it, and we were having a giant discussion about the movie afterwards. I loved it. And what really gets me is that, now I am going to go in depth a while about this movie. I will eventually do video essays on all 4 Toy Story movies, because they just mean that much to me. So I'm really, really excited to talk about this movie, as you can tell. What I like about this movie is Woody's storyline in this movie. Instead of involving the plot around Andy, the plot is involved around Woody. And him expecting, accepting that his life is complete. And he can live a happy life with Bo Peep and becoming a lost toy. And I just love that. Everyone misunderstands the Buzz storyline in this movie. So basically, Buzz doesn't know what an inner voice is. Now, nothing in these movies have, like, given us a hint of what he thinks a inner voice is. He, like, in Toy Story 2, he just knows to get Woody. He's like, the toy that risks his life to save me, allow myself to call me his friend, unless I do the same. He just feels things. It's not his inner voice going like, you need to do this. That's just where his mind goes. So I kind of get the Buzz storyline in this movie. Also in the third one, he just knows to go to talk to, like, I'm not saying that these are plot holes. I'm just saying, like, in the third one, he just knows to go talk to Lotso about getting Jesse and all of them to the butterfly room, except for saying the caterpillar room. So nothing in these movies have how do I put it? Like, have hinted to us that Buzz knows what inner voice is. Because Buzz's whole story arc in these movies have been whatever Buzz you're talking about, whether if it's the, like, I don't know what you would call the Buzz in Toy Story 2, I guess the utility belt Buzz, whether if it's the utility belt Buzz in Toy Story 2, whether it's the Spanish Buzz in Toy Story 3, whether if it's Buzz in Toy Story 1. Buzz's whole arc throughout the original 3 movies, and even this one, he doesn't understand something. I'm not saying the Buzz from Toy Story 1 doesn't know anything in Toy Story 2 and 3. But to me, Buzz doesn't know, like he gets a few things in each movie, right? So, but at some point, like, he doesn't know Woody when he turns to Spanish. He doesn't know Jesse when he turns to Spanish. Bad Buzz doesn't know Woody. Our Buzz is kind of what is the type of toy that, like, when he sees that Bad Buzz in Toy Story 2, he's just like, don't tell me that I was this delusional. When he's like, Starkman, come in, Starkman. I have an AWOL Space Ranger. That, he realized that he was delusional in the first one. Because he even makes reference to that in Toy Story 3. He doesn't know anything. Right? And that's the same Buzz from Toy Story 1 and 2. He doesn't know anything. I'm talking about Spanish Buzz. I'm not talking about Buzz in general. I'm talking about Spanish Buzz. He doesn't know anything in that whole Spanish bit, right? Because he doesn't know, because, like, yeah, sure, there is subtitles, but even in the subtitles, he doesn't talk to Woody, he doesn't talk to the rest of the toys, he doesn't talk to Jesse. He talks to Lotso, like, no he doesn't. Not way Spanish he doesn't. But, yeah. All of, like, that, so he doesn't know something in these movies, so he's always learning about something. So the inner voice bit is really, really cool to me. I really like that whole inner voice idea of, like, because, like, he doesn't understand at first. He's like, who do you think it is? And, like, of course we doesn't understand, because he's like, wait, what are you trying to talk about? And Buzz is like, the voice inside of you. Who do you think it is? So basically, he thinks that Woody is thinking that the person inside of him is Potato Head or Slinky or Trixie or Dolly, right? So, but it's none of them. He's like, myself. He's like, and Buzz is like, interesting. So he presses his voice button, which is a great joke, which I think that is a great bit. That is, like, it does repeat, but it's not to the point where it's tiresome. It's to the point where it's like, it would stop for a good 20 minutes and then it will come back. And I just think that that's great. And the whole thing with Buzz in this movie, I think is great. And the whole scene where the most hype moment in this movie, again, my favourite Toy Story movie. So I'm not saying that the rest of the movie is bad or there weren't hype moments in it. But the one hype moment I will give credit to is that the moment where Buzz jumps out of the RV and he starts running to the carnival with his theme playing in the background, and he jumps on the thing because, like, again, before and during that whole scene, he's still trying to understand what an inner voice is. So he presses his buttons. So he thinks that's what Woody's talking about. But, because, like, he thinks that Woody's talking about the pull string. But no, like, again, I'm not saying Buzz is stupid, because Buzz is one of my favourite characters of all time. Even one of my favourite Toy Story characters. Probably my favourite Toy Story character. But I think that makes sense for his story. And I think that whole bit makes a lot of sense to me. And I think that Toy Story 4, like, I'm not going to name names, but there are YouTubers that don't like Toy Story 4. One, because of the characters. Two, because 3 was a great ending. And also, one of the reasons that they don't like Buzz in that movie is because they think that he would understand what a conscience is. He doesn't. If you go back and watch those movies, there's always something that Buzz doesn't know. Again, not saying that Buzz is stupid. Like, I'm not saying that Buzz doesn't know anything like he's stupid, but there's always something that he learns each movie. So, Toy Story 1, he learns that he's a toy. At first he thinks he's a Space Ranger. The second movie, he learns that he was that delusional in the first one. The third one, Buzz doesn't realize that they really care about, like, Buzz doesn't care about Andy anymore in Toy Story 3. Which, at the end, he realizes he does care for us. He wants to put us in the closet so he can play with us, with his kids when he's older. So that is what I think these Toy Story movies do. They do something to make Buzz learn a lesson each time. Right? So I think that is just a great thing to do. So, but yeah, the whole scene where he's running to the carnival and he jumps up, and then, even though this is like, that moment to me, because I didn't see the DCU at that point. I only knew most of the movies, like, Birds of Prey didn't come out yet. I think Shazam was already out. Suicide Squad was already out at that point. Those were the only two that I've seen. So, I didn't see Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman when they first came out in 2013 and 2016. So, that whole Buzz scene, to me, was Superman's first flight. But instead, it's Buzz's first flight, as in this movie. So, it's like, this is Buzz's first flight. He is Superman in this moment. This is how his first flight in this movie is going to be. And I thought that was super, super cool. And of course he fails, which, like, I was fine with that. But the way that the fact that they didn't put more of that type of flight in the trailer, I knew it was going to be the only one. So I was like, this is either going to be an epic flight scene, or it's going to be a little bit of a joke, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with either way. I'm happy with Buzz, like, doing a big spectacle fly like the first one with Woody when the big rocket explodes. I'm happy if it's a joke. Like, if something, like, if birds distract him or something, like, birds go towards him and he eventually falls down or something, or in this case, one of the roller coasters come up. I was fine with it either way. And the part where Bo Peep is being mean to Woody, like saying that like when one of the guys in like that club thing that they go into to get onto the roof of the, what do you call it, like one of the cupboards, one of the toys in there is like, is this a friend of yours? And then she's like, friend? No, he's my accessory. That bit only came about because she was mad at him for not following the plan. So I understood why she called him that. I didn't necessarily want to call him a friend. So I kind of get that. Because Woody is doing, like, even though that Woody is the one where it's like, come on guys, we'll figure out a plan, and if there's no plan, we'll figure out along the way. Woody was trying to do that, but Bo Peep had a specific plan. He didn't follow through. So I kind of get that moment. And I actually like the new characters like Gabby Gabby, Duke Kaboom, Ducky and Bunny, and Forky. I actually prefer them more than the Toy Story 3 characters that they introduced in that movie, even though I do love Trixie, Buttercup, Prickle Pants, Chuckles, who else? The Phone, Lotso, Big Baby. Even though I do love those characters, these ones to me were like, it's a small group, and also they bring a lot of comedy, which a lot of the characters, even though that there are some funny moments with the new characters in 3, like when Buttercup is like, there is no way out. Nah, just kidding, the door's right over there. Or when he's like, we do a lot of improv here. Or when Prickle Pants is like, excuse me, I'm trying to stay in character. The whole thing throughout this movie, especially with Ducky, Bunny, and Forky, all it is just laughs. But Gabby Gabby and, like, Duke Kaboom does get a few laughs, but Gabby Gabby and Duke Kaboom are the less comedy ones. But I actually do really like them more than the Toy Story 3 new characters, and I really, really love that. I have to give Toy Story 4 a 5 out of 5 stars. I think that this is the best Toy Story movie, and that is coming from someone who loved the original 3 growing up. And also, if you want, like, even though that this video was already longer than the review already, like, look at that. But if you want to see one where we go a little bit more in depth in a shorter time frame than what it is right now, I am going to trim this down, but the what I'm recording now is 22 minutes long. If you want something that's shorter and is very, like, contained, but also gets a lot of information in there, go check out the review that I did with my cousin Robert. That one is just called Robert Reviews because I knew I was going to review at some point. Didn't want to give too many of my thoughts. But yeah, go check that out if you want some more thoughts with me and my little cousin Robert, because we had so much fun making that. Sadly, no one really likes that video that much, but if you guys do want to check out that video's there. But yeah, so guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit subscribe, also hit the little bell icon and notify future videos I make, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.